Good afternoon, lecturers. Now I'll be sharing with you how to run the engine. So what you receive is something like this, like a package.zip. And once you unzip it, right, you'll receive something like this. You'll see a setup.bat. Just double click on the setup.bat, which will download the dependencies needed for the project. Once you click the setup.bat, right, a command window will come out like that with a lot of loading. Just let it load and download until it disappears, or it asks for press any key to continue. Once that's done, you'll see a folder structure something like this, and that's when you can double click on godengine.sln, which would run the solution. Once it's up, click on build and then rebuild solution. It might take a while depending on how much you're trying to rebuild. Once that's done, click on local Windows debugger to launch the program. Once it's launched, you'll see something like this, which is the engine view. To bring up the scene we showcased during the presentation, click on Scenes, and then scroll down to Engine Proof, right click on it, and click on Load. You'll see the scene that we used for the demonstration. Click on Play to run the scene, and Reset to reset it. To move around the scene, use WASD. W moves it front, A back, S and D sideways. Right click on the mouse and pan around to pan the camera, up, down, left, right. Shift goes down while space goes up. In the scene, you can mess around with objects like move tiles, or if you click play, you can move a rabbit. Yeah. You can also try to add stuff here, but we'll talk about that later. You can view some of our other scenes here, like the physics test scene, where we test the dice mechanics. The lighting is not in yet because we upgraded the lighting before submission. And things like sound, scene, new scene, etc. To load a new scene, just click on Scenes and New Scene. Now I'll demonstrate some of the features that allows us to create a scene easily. One way to add object is to click on this Add Object with a name. You can add a transform, which allows you to move the object around. To see the object, add a renderable. And these are all the models that you can add. We'll add a tile. You can add the diffuse map, which is basically the texture, like give it a white or maybe a dice. Specular map is white, etc. You can also add objects, two objects, by right-clicking on the object and clicking Add Object. Objects that are parented, right, are like linked to the parent object. Oh, you can't see this. Let me add a renderable with a cube. Maybe you see. So besides manually adding objects here, you can also add objects through the tilemap editor, which allows easier creation of scenes. First, you have to select a brush, clicking on tile prefab. Moving it around the grid, you can see you can place it anywhere. To place it down, hold Control while clicking on the left mouse button. the grid that the tile is placed on, right, depends on the parent that you have selected. As you can see now, these tiles are parented to the dice. If I were to unselect it, you can place it in world coordinates, not parented to this dice. We also have a free placement mode that allows you to place tiles or objects anywhere. And for example, you can place a point light around the scene to light up the scene, or you could also move the grid up and down if you want to place it higher or lower. For example, here, the cell size determines the size of the grid, like how much it will move, and then the dimensions is just a visual indicator of the scene. Yep, to refresh the scene, just click on this new scene. That's it for the tile map editor. As you can see here, the asset manager shows all our current assets. To load the asset, you can click on asset importer. You can load textures, sounds, models. By clicking on browse models, you can choose a model to load. So if you click like open, and it will display something which you can name the model, and then you can try import it. Once imported, you could like change the model of something here, it'll directly show up. And another feature of the engine is the ability for runtime scripting. Let's say we could add a script to an object. Our scripts are using Lua. So we have, let's say we have a move right script. Create a move right script. And the move right script requires a transform. I believe if you click play, it should move right. Yeah, it looks like, okay, we edited it so it doesn't move right, but more like move up and left. But it brings the whole grid with it. And the scripts are all runtime. So once you edit a script, you can right click on the script to reload and it will display in the scene. Yep, and that's it for our engine showcase. Thank you.